Have you ever stood up from a chair and noticed your knees taking a second to agree with you? Or maybe you've caught yourself gripping the handrail a little tighter than usual when climbing the stairs. If so, you're not alone, and more importantly, there's nothing wrong with you. These subtle shifts in our bodies after 60 are completely natural, but just because they're natural doesn't mean we have to accept them as our new normal. In fact, there's a beautiful secret many people don't talk about. Your body still listens to you, especially when you move with intention. Think of your body like a garden. After 60, it might need a little more attention, more gentle care. But with the right daily movements, it can still bloom in ways that surprise you. No, we're not talking about hour-long gym sessions or high-intensity routines. What we're talking about are 4 simple, everyday movements that help you stay strong, steady, and confident, so you can do the things you love for years to come. Whether that's playing with your grandkids, gardening, going for a walk with friends, or simply getting out of bed without groaning. These movements are your daily gift to your future self. Let's begin with something we often overlook, the act of standing tall. It might sound too simple to be important, but hear me out. As we age, our posture naturally begins to slump forward. Shoulders round in, the head tilts slightly down, and suddenly we've lost 2 things without realizing it, our height and our breath. That gentle curve forward puts strain on the spine and compresses the lungs, limiting the oxygen we take in. So each morning, or any time you remember throughout the day, take a moment to stand tall. Really tall. Roll your shoulders back gently, lift your chest, and imagine a string pulling the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Feel your feet grounding into the floor. Take a deep breath in and out. In that moment, you're not just fixing your posture. You're sending a powerful message to your body. I am here. I am alive. I am strong. This simple act does more than help you look confident. It actually resets your balance. You'll walk steadier, breathe deeper, and feel more energized. It only takes a few seconds, but over time, it protects your spine, supports your heart, and even improves your mood. Try it while brushing your teeth, waiting for the kettle to boil, or any time you catch yourself slouching. Just rise up and breathe. Now, once we've reconnected with our posture, the next movement is one of the most essential for keeping independence well into your 70s and beyond. The sight to stand. It's exactly what it sounds like. Going from sitting to standing without using your hands. Simple, yes, but oh, so powerful. Imagine how many times a day you sit and stand, off the couch, out of bed, from the dining table. It's something we do dozens of times without thinking. But over time, if we stop engaging the right muscles, our legs weaken and suddenly standing up becomes a task instead of a motion. The sit-to-stand movement works your thighs, glutes, core, and even your balance. Think of it as a mini squat without the gym. Here's how to do it right. Sit on a sturdy chair with your feet flat and about shoulder width apart. Cross your arms over your chest or let them rest in your lap. Then press through your feet and slowly rise to a full stand. No pushing off the armrests, no hands on your knees. Stand tall, pause, then slowly lower yourself back down with control. Do this 5 times in a row, twice a day if you can. You may feel a little shaky at first, and that's okay. Every time you do it, your muscles get the message. We're still in business. Over time, this one small movement protects you from falls, strengthens your legs, and boosts your confidence in daily activities. It's not just an exercise, it's a statement. I'm not giving up my strength, I'm building it. And while we're talking about strength, let's not forget reaching. Yes, just reaching. Lifting your arms above your head might not seem like a big deal until you try getting something from a top shelf and realize your shoulders don't quite cooperate like they used to. That's why daily overhead reaching is the 3rd movement your body will thank you for. You don't need weights, machines, or fancy routines. All you need is a stretch, Standing or sitting, slowly lift your arms up toward the ceiling, palms facing each other, fingers extended, and then gently reach a little higher. Hold it for a breath or two, then bring your arms down. Repeat a few times. Feel the stretch across your back, through your ribs, into your arms. This simple reach helps keep your shoulders mobile, your back flexible, and your posture upright. It opens your lungs, too. That's something we don't often think about, but it matters. The more flexible your upper body is, the easier it is to breathe deeply, reach comfortably, and carry yourself with grace. It's also a beautiful reminder of There's something incredibly reassuring about rediscovering control over your own body. When we feel strong enough to stand up with ease, or confident enough to reach without wincing, it's like the world opens back up again. The little movements, often invisible to others, are the very foundation of living independently and joyfully. But there's one more daily movement, perhaps the most underestimated of all, that makes everything else possible. Gentle rotation. Yes, the act of twisting or turning, especially through your torso. It sounds simple, right? But here's the truth. Rotation is the hidden hero of everyday movement. Think about it. You use this motion every single day, turning to grab something from the back seat of the car, twisting to reach for a pan in the kitchen, looking over your shoulder while walking through a crowd. When we stop rotating regularly, our spine stiffens, our hips tighten, and our overall mobility shrinks. And that's when injuries happen. From something as basic as turning too quickly or bending awkwardly. But there's good news. With just a few mindful twists each day, you can maintain your range of motion and keep your spine healthy. Here's how to bring this into your daily rhythm. Find a chair with a straight back and sit up tall, feet flat, chest lifted. Place your hands gently on your knees. Now slowly rotate your upper body to the right, bringing your left hand across to rest on your right thigh. Look over your right shoulder if it feels comfortable. Breathe in, and breathe out, letting your body ease deeper into the twist. Hold for a few seconds, then return to center. Repeat on the left side. There's no rush here. The point isn't to force your body, but to awaken it. With time, you'll feel more flexible, more aligned, and more in tune with how your spine and core support every step you take. And the beauty of these twists, they don't just help with movement. They also stimulate your digestion, support spinal health, and improve circulation. It's like giving your insides a little morning stretch, too. Many seniors have shared with me that after just a couple of weeks doing this regularly, their stiffness fades, their waist feels freer, and their walking posture improves dramatically. You see, when we move with care, our body responds with gratitude. These 4 daily movements, standing tall, the sit to stand, overhead reaching, and gentle twisting, create a quiet revolution inside you. They don't shout. They don't demand attention. But day by day, they restore your freedom. Now, let's talk about something we don't always connect with movement. Confidence. Real confidence. The kind that comes from knowing you can rely on your body, not just when everything's going well, but when life throws a little challenge your way. A slippery sidewalk, a sudden need to bend down and pick something up, a long day out with friends. These small events test us. But when we practice these daily movements, we're not just training muscles, we're rehearsing for real life. Imagine walking into your kitchen and reaching the top shelf. Without that shaky feeling, imagine getting up from your chair at a family gathering effortlessly, while everyone else is still talking. That's not just physical strength, it's personal pride. It's proof that you're still writing your story on your terms. Some days your body may feel a bit slower, or you might wake up with a few extra aches. That's okay. That doesn't mean you've lost progress. Healing, strengthening, and improving all come in waves. And the goal isn't perfection, it's participation. It's showing up each day, even for 5 minutes, and saying, "This matters. I matter." You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a personal trainer. All you need is a quiet moment, a little space, and the willingness to move with intention. You can do these movements while watching the news, chatting on the phone, or even while waiting for your tea to steep. And if there's one thing I've learned from talking to people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, it's that it's never too late. Your body is more adaptable than you think. Every day you move, stretch, twist, and rise, you're planting seeds for a better tomorrow. A tomorrow where you're less afraid of falling, more confident in your balance, and fully engaged in life's simple joys. So, give yourself permission. Permission to start small, permission to wobble, permission to laugh when it doesn't look perfect. These daily movements aren't about pushing harder. They're about living smarter. They're the rhythm your body needs to stay active, safe, and free. Let movement become your medicine. Let it be your silent strength. Because when you care for your body with love and patience, it gives that love right back to you. In energy, in posture, in grace. These are not just exercises. These are daily rituals of resilience. And the best part? They're yours. You can do them anywhere, anytime. You don't need anyone's. You might be surprised how much power is held in just a few small intentional movements each day. But that's the beautiful part of this journey. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. And what matters now, more than ever, is preserving your freedom to move with ease, to stay independent, and to keep enjoying the life you've built. Let's take a moment to really appreciate what that means, because after 60, it's not about chasing youth, it's about honoring the body you've lived in all these years. It's walked you through storms and celebrations. It's carried you through sleepless nights, long workdays, and the laughter of loved ones. And now, it deserves your attention. Not because it's breaking down, but because it still wants to serve you well. Each of the 4 movements we've explored, standing tall, sit to stand, overhead reaching, and gentle twisting, form a foundation. They create balance, they support strength, and they restore energy that may have felt lost. But beyond the physical benefits, they also restore trust. Trust in your body, trust in yourself. Because when you know you can get up from a chair easily, you stop avoiding social events. When you can twist without pain, you stop hesitating at the stove or in the car. When your shoulders move freely, even tying your shoes becomes effortless again. And when you stand tall, you don't just look more confident, you feel more confident. That trust ripples into everything you do, from walking into a room to planning your day. And if you're thinking, "I've let it go for too long," or "I haven't moved like this in years," let me reassure you, you're right on time. This moment right now is the perfect time to start. Progress doesn't care how old you are. It only cares that you're willing to begin. The body always responds to care, always. You don't need to do all 4 movements every single day to see results. But the more consistent you are, the more your body will reward you. Some people start by simply focusing on one, practicing the sit to stand every morning. Others begin with overhead stretches during commercial breaks. The method isn't important. The message is just begin. And remember, these movements are gentle by design. They're not meant to tire you out or strain your joints. They're meant to wake up the muscles that have been sleeping. They're like a gentle nudge telling your body, "We're still in this together." Now let's talk about something else that matters deeply, your mindset. So often we see aging portrayed as a downhill slope. Slowing down, pulling back, doing less. But what if we flipped that idea? What if aging is actually an opportunity to pay attention in a way you never have before? You have the wisdom now. You've seen how life ebbs and flows. You understand the value of time and how precious health really is. That wisdom is your advantage. It allows you to make smart, caring choices about how you treat your body, not with fear, but with respect. And the beautiful thing is, your body responds to respect. When you treat it with patience, with kindness, and with movement, it softens. It becomes more fluid. It gives back to you in strength, stamina, and even peace of mind. So if you're ever tempted to say, "I'm too old for this," remember, you're not trying to become someone new. You're just returning to the best version of you. You're not asking your body to do cartwheels. You're asking it to keep up with your life, with your passions, and with your purpose. And it will, if you give it the chance. You may start noticing changes in the smallest ways. Maybe you feel less stiff in the morning. Maybe your clothes start to fit better because your posture has improved. Maybe you find yourself walking a bit faster or standing a bit taller. These are not small things. These are signs that your body is waking up, responding, rebuilding itself from the inside out. And if you ever have a day where you feel discouraged, please hear this. Progress doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it's just that moment when getting out of the car doesn't take as long. Or when you realize you're not reaching for the wall as often to steady yourself. That's progress. That's power. And now, as we bring this conversation to a close, I want to leave you with something important. You are not fragile. You are not fading. You are full of life. And every time you move, whether it's a stretch, a twist, a rise from a chair, you are claiming that life for yourself. This journey isn't about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. It's about saying yes to your health, your strength, your joy. It's about making the most of now so that your tomorrows feel even better than your yesterdays. So take this moment, right here, right now, and decide. Decide that your body is worth the time, that your movement matters, that your energy, your independence, your confidence, they're all within reach.